We say it's not over till it's over. The truth of that statement was shown in a report from on CBS News last night, where at the end of the news, getting close to 6 o'clock, they had a segment of the series from On the Road. Anybody see that? Okay, well, good. In that segment, there was a man there his name is Donnie Edison, and he suffered a stroke when he was 36 years old. And he, after he came home from the hospital, he could get around in a wheelchair, but he pretty much didn't have any reason to get out of the couch. Until one day, he heard the ping of a metal bat striking a baseball. And it was coming from the high school that was across the street from him. They were starting baseball practice. He said to his wife, "Would you take me out there?" So she said, "Sure." So they took him out there, and he sat there and watched batting practice and the practice the whole day. And did it the next day, and then the next day, and a whole bunch of days in a row. He just kept going there. And at first, the kids were a little wondrous. They thought he was a little bit weird, you know. But then they got used to him, and they got so used to him that the coach made him assistant coach. And all of a sudden, he found out that he had a purpose in life that he had never known before. Because before his stroke, he was working as a bartender, but he had no real direction in his life. And coaching changed that. He learned to walk again. He enrolled in a college and is now studying to be a special ed teacher. He volunteers at Arlington, working with special ed kids, both in the classroom and on the baseball field, where he has introduced them to the joys of wiffle ball. There's nothing like seeing these kids just run and smile and having fun, Donnie said. In fact, his life has changed so much. Donnie now says he's actually thankful he had the stroke. He said, "I'm thankful that this happened, because if it didn't happen, then I would be just doing the same daily grind that I was, you know, just going to work every day to pay my mortgage." There's no sweeter sound than a found purpose, or at least not many. It's not over till it's over. It seemed over for him, but it wasn't. There was more to life. On this night of Easter, we proclaim that with God, it is never over. That death, the worst enemy of life, the hardest obstacle to overcome, has no more power over us. Because God the Father has raised his Son, Jesus Christ, from the dead, and it's not over. In fact, it is a new beginning, a new revelation to us that God has planned us for life. Not only life here on earth, we already knew that, but life in heaven, that we might begin to live. And live both here on earth and in the hereafter. And God has made this power available to us. He offers it to us while we're still on this earth. I like that reading from Exodus about the Israelites had their backs up against the sea, and here the Egyptians were coming out, and they thought, "Oh boy, it's over now. We're either going to be drowned, or we're going to be slayed or taken back to Egypt as slaves again." And God says, "It's not over. I got a better idea." It made him a path through the Red Sea, to which they went on to freedom. and the Egyptians didn't. God, it's not over. And it's not over for us whenever we find our backs up against the wall with disappointment, which is real, loss of a loved one, which is too real, or a job, or other things in life that just feel like death. Take the wind out of our sails, the heart out of our life. God says, it's not over. I'm not done yet. And when we choose to follow Christ, we are choosing to open our lives, to make ourselves available to that power in our lives. And it's a little easier for God to work. He can still work, but it's a little easier for God to work if we open ourselves up to Him and ask for His presence, His guidance, His power, His wisdom. How is it, God, that this time when it feels like it's about over, that you're going to show me it isn't? Donnie Edison heard the ping of a metal bat on a baseball. We've got something a lot better. We have the sign of the cross and Jesus Christ, who was raised from the dead, who says to us, not only will I bring you out of whatever doldrums you are in right now, whatever you are struggling with, whatever feels like death right now, but I will do that from now and until eternity. We've got something much better. It's not the ping of a bat, although it worked for him. Good. It's something better. The sign of the cross. God says, I love you this much, and nothing's going to keep me from doing that. This evening, we have one man who is being baptized, and 3 other people who are being confirmed as they profess their faith in the Catholic and enter the Catholic Church. By them doing that, they're saying, this is for me. It's a better idea than what I had going. I say yes. I say yes to the risen Christ. I say yes to a God for whom it is never over.